$300,000 saved up. I hid it, doing what I got to do, because the next step was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my business. So I had to learn the business. And so I found it. I said, who's the biggest? What do you want? Michael Jackson is my client. I said, well, look, I want to find out what kind of deal Michael Jackson had. He said, that's going to cost you $25,000. I said, $25,000 to talk to you? I said, okay, sir, I'm going to give you $25,000. That was the best money I ever spent. And so I asked him, I said, what's the deal bigger than Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson did 22% of record. And I'm like, he owned Neverland. He got 22% of record. This guy's been crazy. So I said, what's the next deal? He said, you get a distribution deal, but you're going to need $200,000 marketing money. That's the only way you can get it. But he don't know I was already selling CDs out of the trunk of my car. And so that's why I tell y'all, you are your best investment. And so all I wanted after that date was a distribution deal, because the distribution deal is you own 85% of the company and they own 15%. It never been done before. And so I went back, I kept looking for companies, till one time Royalty Records showed up and they offered me that distribution deal. They said, you got $200,000. I said, yeah, I got $200,000. He said, where'd you get it from? I said, I sold my records out the trunk of my car. And so that's how I got into the game. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Like I took that money, I could have went and bought all these nice cars and all these other things, but I invested in myself.
You're talking about a handful exercise where I have to write down how much money they made in business the last few years.
Yeah.
And we had numbers. What was the numbers we were talking about, y'all? It was like 40%, 60%, 130%. And I say, compare that to the stock market.
Yeah.
Well, we willing to invest in the stock market, and other people companies we willing to invest in our own.
Well, we invest in stuff we don't know about. Think about when you know your business, you out there on the grind, hustling, you know this. I'm investing in stuff that I know. I tell people all the time, they say, well, people, why you don't do this, you don't do that? I say, no. I'm selling cereal because I grew up eating cereal. I'm selling chips because I grew up eating chips.
Right.
Think about it, these are multi-billion-dollar companies that we have nothing involved with. They tell us to do stocks, right? That's fine, but if you don't know stock, I tell you all the time, the stock is like real estate. Start small till you learn it, get your feet wet. Because think about it, before I go buy a mansion, I got to buy 10 little small houses.
Right.
Before I go into stock and invest millions of dollars, I got to lose a couple $1,000. And then I might quit. If I don't ever make no money, I'm going to quit. It's like, oh, I tried that, but it don't work for me. So I'm always investing in the things that I do and I love and I'm passionate about. And that's the only way you want to do it. And I'm educated about it. So education is the key, y'all. Educate yourself to what you believe in. Don't just get caught up in somebody say, oh, we're going to make $10 million. Hold up. Show me how you're going to make $10,000 for it.
Let's talk about that 10,000 first piece. I saw him you did. You said, I believe it opened up a Tupac.
Yeah.
And you know, people, I think they see success now and they say, oh, in their mind always was like that. Arena's full, but you said they went out there to see you.
Now, man, I'm going to tell y'all, start small, stay humble, and keep grinding, because I was the opening act for Tupac. I was the lights was on. They was like, I was Mr. Peter Country singer. I'm from the South, so when I come out, I had to tell an old white guy, he said, next on the stage is Mr. Peter Country. I said, come here. I'm a rapper. He said, I thought you was a country singer. You from New Orleans. I said, no, man, hold up. One day I'm going to get big. I'm going to sell millions of records. And nobody believed. But when I got on stage with Tupac, I had one guy, I'm talking about, he was bouncing, he was bouncing. No. I told my brother I got one. He said, got one for? I said, I got a fan. And I was able to turn that one into millions, and now I'm selling over 100 million records. That's how good it is.
Now, I wanted to ask you about No Limit, the records is moving. They selling platinum, platinum, platinum. Anybody have all them CDs? You had a rack, like anybody had a towel with all of it, right? They had all the No Limits and they had all the free from Columbia House. They had a rack of them, right? On Columbia House. But I want to ask you about what I always admired, even back then, was the marketing behind it.
Yes.
And I feel like y'all broke the mold in marketing, the graphics, the colorful CDs that stood out when I went to the record store. The young people like, record store, what is that? And pick them out.
CD store.
It would be promotion for the next albums and release dates.
So my thing is, marketing is the key to any business. I tell people all the time, 90% is business, 10% is your talent. And so a lot of people get caught up, I'm talented, I'm good. That don't mean nothing. That's 10% of everything that you're doing. Because think about why people sell their souls on these deals, because they don't have no work. And so my thing was, I didn't have to sell my soul because I realized one thing. I said, I'm going to make this pop because I'm going to expose this to the world. Now, I started my own record store at 19 in Richmond, California. People don't know that. And so I was a young kid with my own record store and I learned the retail business. So you got to learn your business. Before I got into the music business, the way I was able to be a boss, I learned it from the retail perspective, so I know what the customer wanted. So in my store, I always know what the customer wants. The customer is first. So I realized everything was dark. You look at NWA, Ice Cube, the Ghetto Boys, they all wore black. Yeah. And it was just dark during our time, right? I said, if I ever put a project out, I'm going to put on white. Put the white Dickie suit on, the ice cream man, and then I had a Rolex watch. And so I went to this company, I said, can you put some diamonds on my logo? And I'm gonna put it on the back. The guy said I could do it, then all of a sudden he couldn't do it, then he called me back, yeah, I figured it out. So when I put that diamond logo on the back of every brand that I had, people was able to see that, and they see me with this white, and everybody else had on black, so being different sometimes. But because you be ready to give up because you want to be like everybody else. You got to take the journey. So I can tell y'all it's not an overnight success. It's all about the journey.